Take my horse down a old town road and a ride till I can't know. So originally I wasn't gonna do a video regarding this song because I was just a little too mixed on it, but hearing Billy Ray Cyrus hop on the remix, and also for those who don't know, I live in Michigan, was going down 7 Mile, I think it was Friday, and legit saw two dudes on horses, and instantly I thought of Old Town Road. Just young black dudes on horses doing something that is quote unquote unconventional in their culture at the moment. I just thought it was so refreshing to see something else, and it just made me smile, as ridiculous as it seemed in a city like that. I knew he was hopping on the remix, but I mean, let's see how it sounds. I'm not really expecting too much, but I will go ahead and, give you my thoughts on how I feel about it being removed from Billboard and, that whole controversy as well. I might as well. But let's hear the song. Let's see what he adds to it. Really happy for Lil Nas X. I really am. Just seeing this dude blossom out of just trying to be creative and do something that he was inspired from, something that came from his emotion. I actually heard about the reasoning behind this song and why it was made in the first place, which I thought was just so organic and so innocent. Without further ado, we got Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus on their remix of Old Town Road. Let's hear it. He's got a brown horse on it now, cause Billy Ray, that's funny. Take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm going. All right, it's fire. Horses in the bag. Horse like it's attached. You can whip your Porsche. I want a fucking horse. I'm in my bag. I'm living my best life. You can't tell me nothing. That hook. I don't know if that's supposed to. Hey. Oh shit. I forgot. He's giving it to this beat. Oh, they singing together. That is gorgeous. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. In case you didn't already, this song is 100% making it to the top 50 songs of the year for 2019, without a doubt. Oh my god. Now, do I think the song's great? Yes. Do I think this Billy Ray feature is gonna add more country to it? No. In reality, Billboard's excuse for why they said that they weren't going to allow the song on the country charts was for compositional purposes. Basically, the song is quote unquote, it doesn't have enough country elements for them to label it a country song, which is odd to me because, as I've heard from many other people that are experienced in country, because I'm not the most experienced in country, as you can see. I got pop country fusion Casey Musgraves at the top of the fucking wall over there. But I do have good country artists that I'm aware of, people that I do enjoy. I also really enjoyed Caitlin Smith's Starfire that came out last year as well. If you have a strong country album with a strong vocalist, definitely give her a listen. But people have been fusing elements of other genres and country and been able to top the country charts for a while. You look at Taylor Swift. She was a pop singer, and then she fused elements of country music and was able to be on the top of the country charts for a while. But if we get back to like the composition of the song, Billy Ray, if you're just getting into like the most basic parts of it, is literally just added to the song. Nothing compositionally changes about the song. Nothing as far as its beat is concerned changes. Nothing is removed. Nothing's really added. Just Billy Ray and the feeling of the song, embracing that cowboy kind of outlaw nature is that much more apparent when he's at it. So for anybody who's listening to it, it might just make the song better. But do I think just having a feature from a country artist added to a song to make it more country, do I think that'll make them change their mind? No. But I hear from many people that are like country music connoisseurs that, country has been embracing elements of hip hop for a while now anyway, and those haven't been questioned like one bit. I actually heard Steve Earle, who's a country folk singer himself, basically. I actually heard him quite a few years ago say that modern country artists are even to this day making hip hop music for people that don't like black people. And I know a lot of people are going to turn this into a race issue, but I'm going to get to that in a second. He's basically saying that because the content of what it is that they talk about isn't that much different or as vastly different as people would like to think it is, because people associate a certain group of people with country music because the first time you hear it, you think of nature. It sounds very organic and homegrown and like kind of fucking down the street type shit. Whereas when you listen to hip hop music in the mainstream field, it's a lot more flashy and it's a lot more sparkly, so it doesn't seem as close. It seems a little bit more glamorous, but in reality the content isn't that much different. And I'm speaking of mainstream versions of it, because just like there's underground versions of hip hop, you can probably go and find more elements of country music that embrace that genre a bit more strong, or kind of elevated, or kind of push it to new levels from artists that aren't as popular. You listen to a mainstream hip hop song nowadays, it's not all about like, oh, killing and selling drugs, because as far as what the radio is willing to market and like circulate, they're going with, you know, the poppier versions of hip hop. So there's not a problem there, but country's not that much different. When you look at the song and you say the composition is what makes it non-country, I look at the song and I see yodeling. The content is very reminiscent from what I would get from a country song in terms of how symbolic it can be. Lil Nas himself states that the song was written as a way for him to escape into success from being kind of a college dropout. Basically, the song in itself is very defiant. It's pushing him to be an outlaw. It's pushing him to do his own thing, which is something that you would kind of get in like old West type shit. So it kind of gives you the impression that like I'm basically a cowboy out this bitch. I'm an outlaw. He says in the lyrics, you can have your Porsche, I'll be riding my horse. Like, I don't need what you've got. I'm not a city boy. Like, that's what it's saying. It's pushing him in the realm or in the elements of what you would have gotten from classical country anyway. Of course, he modernizes it and gives his own take on it by saying there's lean all in his bladder. The only thing in it that's reminiscent of other genres is when that beat drops and you have a production signature. Like, that stuff you'd mainly find in hip hop music. But like I said, from what people that are really deep in the country are telling me anyway, is that they've been using that technique for a while now. So if I look at the song and I see there's yodeling, we have nice organic singing, we've got some content that will kind of be reminiscent of classical country in my opinion, and then on top of that you have acoustic instruments. That's four things over the two from what you would consider it hip hop. That's four, actually one. It's the beat versus all these other elements that are pretty much quote unquote country music, which if you want to get real deep into it was built off the back of blues music, which if you want to make it a race issue was built off the backs of slavery. So I don't really know how deep into the conversation people want to go. But what I will say is the country in the song outweighs the quote unquote hip hop. So why it isn't on the country Billboard list, to me, just doesn't make sense. Why it isn't on the charts doesn't make sense. This brings me to my final point of the video, which is going to be left up to you in the comment section. Are genres too rigid? Like, is the obsession to classify certain music as this and this separating people from just listening to music for what the music is, as opposed to it trying to be country trap or trying to be country or trying to be hip hop? Why not just let it be a great song? I get the importance of having categories for music, because without them, we wouldn't know where to go for what we like to listen to. We wouldn't have any tastes in certain things because we wouldn't know what certain shit was classified as. So I get the importance of classification, but to the extent that you're separating it from its success or separating it from notoriety because it doesn't meet a certain requirement or standard to you, I just don't think it makes sense. And the final rebuttal that I'll have for this is, I know a lot of people made the comparison that people do this in hip hop all the time. We have a fit when artists come in and they don't embrace the elements of what hip hop is supposed to be. At the end of the day, fans can say Iggy Azalea or Post Malone don't make great hip hop music. They can say that. But at the end of the day, we can't prevent them from topping the Billboard charts. That's the powers that be. Those are people that have influence and power over what it is that you're hearing on the radio consistently or what's playing on certain charts. So unless hip hop fans get that kind of power, you can't make that argument. It's not even equal. But that's all I have to say. It should 100% be where it shouldn't be prevented from. There shouldn't be a barrier. It shouldn't have this wall or this ceiling on it. Basically, if the song is great, put it on the charts. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Let me know how you feel in the comment section down below. I'll see you next time, and I'm out. Peace.